seeing the results in T20 series, but any particular plan for the ODIs? Because this might be more longer than the T20. It's a 50-over game, and more spinners you have to face in these circumstances, which will be as same as T20. So, what's the plan for the ODIs?
Yeah, obviously a disappointing series in the T20s. But like I said in the other press conference, I think we did play good cricket in patches. They're all really tight games, so we're doing some of the things right. So yeah, we just had a couple of meetings about how we're going to go about it, because they probably will throw a lot of spin at us, like you said, in the middle phases. So we'll just look to rotate as much as we can, and hopefully work towards a big score.
This is a very unexpected question. Laura, of course you are interim captain. Do you think that you have the pressure, some kind of pressure, because of the previous captain has some issues with our board and different things? So do you think that is still your team will have the combination and they are able to face this kind of pressure? And what will you think about the next strategy during the ODI series? Thank you very much.
Sorry, what's the first question?
Yeah, you had your girls had the controversy with the head coach, so you had the pressure about that. So can you tell about something about this incident?
Well, being interim captain, I think it's just for me to see how I adapt to the role. I think my main concern was to see if I could still handle batting well with being captain as well. I think obviously it's gone alright for me the first couple of games. We'll see how the ODIs go. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it so far. I'm still learning a lot, so hopefully the ODIs go alright. And what was the second question? Sorry.
What is the controversy?
Yeah.
About the head coach, yeah.
Strategy for the ODI.
Okay. Yeah, strategy of ODI.
Your strategy for the ODI.
But when you have the strategy for the ODI,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
because it's a different shape.
Yes. So it's been over a year since we played an ODI. So we had a couple of good meetings just to refresh how we go about it. I think it'll be a very good test for us. I don't think it'll be easy. I think they'll throw a lot of spin at us. I think we'll have to be adaptive in the middle order and adapt well to rotating strike and finding a boundary option as well throughout the game.
You mentioned that you haven't played in ODI for quite a while now, over a year. So do you think the lack of match practice might affect the team, or for the T20s and the practice sessions enough?
I think it's enough. I think cricket stays cricket. We've been playing a lot of cricket. Obviously just had a good 2 sessions now to refresh on a few things ODI-wise, but I think, we should be alright.
Hello. After how is going your tour outside of the ground, and how are you enjoying in Karachi with foods and sightseeing?
Sadly, not allowed too much sightseeing, but from what I see from the bus window, it looks pretty nice outside. But really enjoying it. The food's been really good at the hotel, really tasty, so I think we've also been enjoying that. And the hospitality's been great. Everyone's been really friendly, so I think we've enjoyed our time.
We'll move over to our team who's online. Thank you so much for your patience. We'll move over. Please use the hand raise function to ask a question, and we'll get on the roll with Magnus. Magnus, please go ahead, sir. Magnus, you can go ahead.
Hi, it is Magnus here. Laura, I don't know if you maybe have said something about it already. I did not hear very well. But it has been 40 months since the last ODI. Is that maybe
Magnus, we
I
lost.
don't know, is it actually maybe alright, or is it a negative thing, or if you don't mind?
Yeah, it's obviously not ideal not having an ODI for 14 months, especially with it being my favorite format. I've definitely missed it. But I think a couple of girls will be feeling the same, that they've really missed the format and are excited to go out and play it. Hopefully it's not an issue. We have had a lot of good training sessions in ODI mode, and so yeah, hopefully that's good enough. But I think at the end of the day, a lot of us have been playing a lot of cricket, and whether it's T20, it still remains cricket and still batting, so we just need to adapt our plans a bit. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much.
Thank you, Magnus. For those, please go ahead.
Thank you, Laura. Laura, sense that maybe the gaps are closing between some of the lower ranked teams and teams like yourself? And what do you think it means for the global game that these series are won by other teams I mentioned?
Yeah, it does look like it, like the gap's closing, and I think it's a good thing for world cricket. It makes a lot more series a lot more competitive, and it's going to force us to relook at how we go about it as well. So hopefully it increases our standard too. But yeah, I think like we saw in the World Cup, the gap between us and England and Australia is closing, and it looks like people are catching us now as well. So yeah, it makes very exciting international cricket. So I'm very for it.
Thank you so much for those. Kuliso, please go ahead, brother.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, Laura. Good to see you. I think after the last series, after the T20 series, you spoke a bit about struggling to adapt throughout the whole series. I don't know how you guys have been doing over the last couple of days. Do you feel now you're better adapted? Do you think you will be better for it when the ODI start?
Yeah, I hope so. We saw in the T20s they came really slow with their bowling, and where we're sort of at the desk, we're used to people going Yorkers and quick bowlers, but they've really taken all the pace off, and it's been hard to score, especially at the desk, and hard to hit boundaries. So yeah, we've had a couple of sessions where we've really worked on taking a lot of the pace off the ball and trying to hit it and see where we can get one to rotate strike a bit better. So hopefully it pays off in the games.
Thank you, Kuliso. I see for those your hand is back up. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Laura, I know you just spoke about pace off, and obviously in those conditions, that might be the kind of strategy. But just in terms of your pace bowling resources with Shablin's retirement, how do you feel the attack shapes up now? Is it maybe a case of missing a little bit of pace or speed or just aggression, or just what did you make of the T20s?
I think we still have a pretty balanced bowling lineup. I think just our execution wasn't quite there in the games. I think we had the plans, we set the fields, and then it just didn't execute it on the day. I think if we just execute and do what we do well, I think it will go a lot better. So I think that'll be our main focus with the ball in the ODIs, is just to keep it simple, to keep playing to our strengths, and our bowlers do what they do best, and that should be good enough. So.
Thank you for those. Any other takers before we call it? Going once, going twice. There you go. Kuliso will finish off with you then, so thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Maybe just to continue on that one, Laura, how do you then approach this ODI games? Obviously, you guys went there, you had a plan of how you're going to play both bat and ball. That did not really work out for you guys, obviously, the T20s, because of how your opponents were playing. How do you approach the ODIs now? Do you continue with how you've played, or do you have maybe a new plan in place to approach these ODI games?
Well, I feel we've always had a pretty good plan in ODI cricket. I think the last couple of times we played, including the World Cup in New Zealand, I think we made it through to the semi-finals and played a pretty good brand of cricket there. I know we maybe have 2 or 3 players that are a bit different, but I think we pretty much stick to the same blueprint that we used throughout that World Cup. We chased out a couple of big totals, I think 280 against India in New Zealand. So I think, if we just stick to that blueprint and what we've been discussing, then hopefully it works out in the same fashion.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of today's pre-match press conference. Okay, we've just got one more in-house and then we'll call it. Thank you so much.
Sorry, Laura, just a quick one. I only say that it's been 14 months since your last ODI, but it's a pretty big milestone coming the way of your closing cap.
Yes, Nita. She's obviously playing her 100th ODI tomorrow. I think that's an incredible achievement for any cricketer to just get to represent your country for one game is special, let alone 100 games. So I'm honoured to be sharing the field with her, to be tossing with her in that game. So it's going to be a very special day.
Thank you so much. We'll see you after the season as well. Thank you so much.